Now I want to move on to another prophecy. Now I already quoted part of Matthew 24, chapter 24. But what I want to show you is there's another prophecy embedded in chapter 24 that I didn't cover. And that, as you can see by the red arrow, the kingdom against kingdom. One of the many signs that Jesus told us to look for is that nations are going to start fighting amongst themselves. And obviously, if you watched any news in the last couple of years, you know that there are nation after nation. These kingdoms are coming against each other, just like you see happening on the news for the past week in the Ukraine. Now, since I'm talking about Ukraine, take a look at just a glimpse at what we see happening in our world today as one at a time nations are coming against themselves, just like the Lord predicted.
Fistfights broke out between pro- and anti-Russian demonstrators in Ukraine's strategic Crimea region on Wednesday as Russian President Vladimir Putin orders major military exercises just across the border.
Ukraine! Ukraine! Russia!
Crimea has to be a part of Russia. It must always be a part of Russia. We have to restore justice.
About 20,000 Muslim Tatars who rallied in support of the interim government clashed with a smaller pro-Russian rally.
Crimean Tatars are from here and were literally deported on the 18th of May, 1944, and we will not let anyone make a decision about Crimea's status without our consent.
The protesters shouted and attacked each other with stones, bottles and punches as police struggled to keep the two groups apart. One official said at least 20 people were injured. The tensions on the Crimea Peninsula, home to Russia's Black Sea Fleet, highlight the divisions in this country of 46 million and underscore fears the country's mainly Russian-speaking East and South won't recognize the interim authorities' legitimacy. In Kiev, opposition leaders who took charge after pro-Russian President Viktor Yanukovych fled were charting a path forward for the country and its ailing economy. Protesters demanding that the new government be close to the people remain in Independence Square. Ukraine's acting interior minister ordered the disbandment of a feared riot police unit known as Berkut, which protesters blamed for violent attacks against peaceful demonstrators. The force, whose name means Golden Eagle, consists of about 5,000 officers. It was unclear whether its members would be dismissed or reassigned to other units.
So there you go. You're seeing the signs right now in our generation. And I'm praying that the Holy Spirit is working on you so that you will not only see these things, but you will believe what Christ has warned us. I want to go over to Syria and show you what God said about Syria. Now in Isaiah chapter 17 verse 1, we are told that the burden of Damascus, behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be in ruinous heap. So looking towards Damascus and Syria, you're going to see it in rubbles. Is that happening? I'm going to show you that. But let's look on, because there's another prophecy found in Jeremiah chapter 49, verses 24 through 27. Damascus is waxed feeble, and turneth herself to flee, and fear hath seized her on her. Anguish and sorrows have taken her, as a woman in travail. Remember the first video that I put up? I shared with you about the birth pangs. Well, here is another one of those signs of the last days taking place as a woman in travail. So how is the city of praise not left the city of my joy? Therefore her young men shall fall in her streets, and they are. And all the men of war shall be cut off in that day. So there's a specific day coming where it is going to be finished, the completeness of this prophecy. And then it goes on to say, and we're going to start here, and all the men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord of hosts. And I will kindle a fire in the wall of Damascus, and it shall consume the palaces of Benhadad. So, the prophecy about Syria, the prophecy about Damascus. Take a look. I want to show you the birth pangs of what's going on in Syria, and you are going to see the beginnings of the ruinous heap that is taking place in Syria. And keep in mind, I'm adding other prophecies, I'm piling on other prophecies so that you get a really clear view. Obviously, I can't give you all the prophecies in one short video, but you'll get a good idea. We're definitely in the last days, and these specific prophecies are coming to pass.
A large explosion in the northern Syrian city of Aleppo has destroyed a hotel and several other buildings, state media and activists report. Rebel fighters are believed to have detonated a bomb placed in a tunnel beneath the Carlton City.
Now, can you see the ruinous heap that the Lord was talking about? It's right in front of us, and it's going to get worse.
Citadel Hotel, near the city's ancient citadel and souk. Opposition activists said that government troops were based there. In recent weeks, rebels have been trying to advance on areas of Aleppo where government forces are entrenched. Rebel-held areas of Aleppo have come under fierce aerial bombardment.
So there you have it. Just another example of the Lord's warnings coming to pass in our generation.